What an emotional adventure. We're gonna talk about my first reaction, final thoughts, and behind the scenes. And I know I'm not the only one who's saying, that was awesome. If you're here, you watched the One Piece live action, or you're looking for a review. Before I get into anything, there will be some spoilers in here, but I'll try to keep it minimal. I'll cut to the chase. I loved it. I didn't watch the anime. I didn't read any of the mangas. Well, I saw a couple episodes, but my One Piece knowledge is equivalent to my knowledge in everything else I talk about. Pretty low. I came into this thing with absolutely no expectations and no knowledge of what the main storyline was about. How did they meet any of the characters? None of that. Nada. Zilch. Before we get into the actual show, I want to talk about the trailer. When I watched it for the first time, I didn't like it. Although the CGI was impressive, I found the acting had some bad theater vibes.
I'm sensing a little bit of tension amongst the crew.
But holy cow, avast! I got into it episode 2 or whenever Zoro came in. He was so cool and the show's humor really got to me. I didn't want to stop watching and I really liked the story. I heard some people complaining about it. It's not exactly the same or that's not how that happened. For me, it was all new. I wasn't missing out on anything because I didn't know what else existed. But I mean, did you watch the anime? Did you like how it progressed? I'm not gonna go into detail about every episode, but man, did they blow my cannons out of the water. I was hooked. I lost sleep over this. And yo, the chemistry between the Marines and the Straw Hats were so good because you didn't know which one you wanted to root for. There was a time that I was like, oh, Garp is such a good dad to Koby. And I was like, oh my God, I hate Garp. And then I realized later, wait, the Marines aren't the bad guys. And neither is the Straw Hats. They're both like good. They're both doing the job that they have to do. The Marines are doing the Marines thing and the Straw Hat Pirates are doing whatever Luffy's doing and they're causing trouble along the way. So many times I got chills, I got shivers, I was smiling. I absolutely enjoyed this show. If you didn't watch it and you're still watching now, go watch it. It's worth your time. I didn't know I can get into a show like this anymore. It's been years since I felt this love. This is starting to get sad, but it's not sad because we found love again. Turns out it was inside me all along. I just needed someone to pull it out, stretch it out. That's a Luffy pun. It's not just about the show, it's behind the show as well. I'm hooked. I have a crush on every single character. At first, Zoro was my favorite character in there. He was just so cool and mysterious and like, yeah, man, and relatable because I'm also horrible at directions.
Do you know where to find me?
I didn't. Thought I was headed back to the house.
But then Sanji came in and I was like, that's my guy, Sanji. I don't know how to cook, but now I want to learn how to cook just because of this Sanji guy, and he loves the chicks, and you know, girls are pretty. Yo, the casting was amazing for all the characters. I mean, Nami's cannons and Usopp's nose were a little different, but that's not the point. They probably didn't want us to be too distracted anyways, on Sanji's nose. And those grew with time. Taz, the guy who played Sanji, actually learned how to kickbox for this and how to cook.
8 months of 8 hours a day, every single day during prep. It was madness, fam.
Really great fighter.
I can't stop watching their extra content.
I don't know what's more cut, those onions or Taz's abs.
They're doing like these mini challenges and just talking about random stuff. The main cast. It makes me want to get into acting and hang out with crew members and crew members. I just want to be acting with friends and be forced to hang out with each other because we have to, because it's on the contract and they have to hang out with me. There was a couple moments where I just felt, oh, literally exactly that. When the sick girl, I forgot her name, that Usopp was friends with, saw Usopp on the wanted poster, but just like the back of his head. I thought it was so funny. And even in the extra content, he's still like,
I'm on a chocolate bar.
It doesn't feel like a normal show. It feels like they threw everything around me in every corner and gave me a big hug. It makes me feel like a kid again. It reminds me of how I was before life got in the way of things. I see these people and they're so pure. It's inspiring. I want to get back in that happy place where all the wonderful things are. Oda, the mangaka, Oda, the guy who wrote One Piece, was part of the writing team in the Netflix live action. And that's important to know because everything that happened and all the changes that were made were kind of approved by the person who actually wrote it. I'm sure they're gonna go for a slightly different direction than the actual manga, but I think they're nailing it so far. If Oda's there, the vibes of One Piece are gonna stay the vibes of One Piece. There is a video of Oda saying their thanks, but how that video ends is what's important because there's Chopper at the end of that. which I'm pretty sure would confirm that Chopper's going to be in the next series. How are they going to draw Chopper is the question. Also, how are they going to do Brook? I am maybe going to start the anime, but only halfway through, because I don't want to get spoiled about how everybody meets everybody. I'll just like watch their journeys beyond that. I think it's a great idea. A couple of scenes I absolutely loved. Basically every scene where there were characters bonding.
Mouton shot.
All great fighters call out their finishing moves.
Yeah, you're gonna fit in just fine.
What's this? Still Nami.
I said I'm wearing black.
I hate you guys.
It kills me, man. It's so funny.
Come on, tough guy, 3 swords!
I've watched this clip like 6 times and every time I still laugh. I love the scene when Mihawk went to go visit Shanks and there was like so much tension and chemistry between them that I want to know about, but don't tell me in the comments, no spoilers for me. He shows him the wanted poster of Luffy and Shanks is so proud. I love that he offered him a drink and he was like,
I suppose a drink wouldn't hurt.
I really like it that it looks like they hate each other, but everybody loves each other. I do really like how Luffy is not really defeating these villains. This character's not pretending he's the strongest character out there. He's just doing things that is making him win. Like he shot the other guy. He was on a boat. He survived. He was doing his thing. He didn't beat Arlong. He just broke the building. And I like it. It's not like he just randomly gets a whole bunch of power. Now he can finally beat him. Are you ready for a hot take? I did watch a clip of the Zoro and Mihawk battle, live action versus the anime. And I might get some hate for this, but I really like the live action one better. Maybe it's because it was the first one that I saw. But I just felt more emotion and more tension in that battle when he whipped out the sting tiny sword and just placed the little tip of it on the cross. It showed so much strength in Mihawk versus in the anime. Let's talk about things I didn't like. The episodes of the Black Cat Pirates and that mansion and the sick girl absolutely got on my nerves. Like, don't get me wrong, it was really well done. It's just, I didn't like it. I didn't like watching it. I didn't like being there. A very eerie vibe. Except for this. Was this supposed to be scary or funny? Because it was cringy. I know they're just actors, but this still feels weird to see. Also, Luffy as a kid kind of annoyed me.
You're nothing but a coward.
You see? I told you weren't ready.
And why are they doing so much of those camera close-ups? Like the wide, like this. Don't even get me started on Arlong. I absolutely hate that guy. Everything that he did to Nami, everything that he does to Cocoa Village. No, Arlong sucks. He is the worst person. Also, that dude with the lips makes me want to kick him in the face. I don't know what it is. It just has that face, and every time I see someone with bad lip fillers now, I think of him. Very well done though. All the prosthetics in the show were amazing. Really goofy, but it's fitting. Actually, except for this guy. He looks weird.
What did you just say?
Just that everyone knows who you are.
Are you making fun of my nose?
Whoa, wait up. I was rewatching the first episode, and is that young Mihawk? And who's this Luffy Shanks looking character? Okay, that's rhetorical. I don't want to know. There's so much to learn from these character quotes too. It's not our experiences that define us. It's what we gain from them that matters. And so many other quotes like these. I know they're not recreating the wheel saying any of these things, but it was so powerful because we know the story behind the meaning through their storytelling. And that's when the movie is good, is when I can be in the feels, when I can feel like I want to cry, when the burning building is burning down. I really feel for Nami, man. I love that they have these strong backstories. Sanji with the food eating deal. Ugh. Oh, man. I don't know who had it worse. It's either Nami or Sanji. Either way, definitely something I don't want to experience. On the same topic, Luffy is constantly reminding everyone to reach for their dreams. And that's something that I think everyone should think about. On the scene where they're all putting their leg on that barrel and they're each telling their big goals and big dreams, I kind of felt like Usopp on that one. He paused for a second. He wasn't sure. And I like that they showcased somebody who didn't know exactly what they wanted to do. Do you guys have something you want to strive for? Screw that. What will you strive for? Now I'm being inspirational. Next time you see a barrel, you slap your leg on that and you say, I want to be the very best. No one ever was. No, but honestly, I think about what Luffy says a lot, especially when Nami made him realize the importance of decision making. And Luffy's like, a captain makes decisions. And now I constantly think that because I'm the most indecisive person you probably may have met. Maybe. And sometimes you could be wrong. It doesn't matter. Just make your decision. I'm not saying that to you. I'm saying it to me. Now for a little bit of a fun questionnaire so we can feel like we're pirates. The first question simple. The rest are scenarios. What kind of pirate are you? Who's your favorite character so far? Tell you mine. Sanji. He also gave me motivation to get back into kickboxing. Shanks has the potential of being my favorite, I just don't know enough about him yet. Your crew has run low on supplies and is desperate in need for food and fresh water. What's your plan? Suggest raiding a nearby town for supplies, risking confrontation? B. Set out to sea and hope to find an uninhabited island for foraging. Or C. Consult with the crew and decide to ration the remaining supplies. You can say why, or you can just put A, B, C, or D. It's up to you. This is just a little fun game. I'd raid a town, but I'd do it in a nice way. I'd make the town like us, and then they would give us free stuff. Yeah, I'd figure something out like that. The crew discovers a potential crew member stranded on an island. How do you decide whether to invite them aboard? Hold a crew vote to decide collectively. Trust your captain's instincts, and welcome the newcomer. Test the potential member's loyalty through a series of challenges. Whatever challenges you want, it really doesn't matter. Refuse to take the risk and continue the journey without them. I'd probably do the challenges thing just because it sounds really fun. While exploring a remote island, you stumble upon a hidden treasure. What do you do with it? Share the discovery with the crew and decide on fair distribution? Keep the treasure a secret and plan to use it for the crew's future. Donate the treasure to a worthy cause on the island. Depending on what was going on in that island, I could donate to the cause. If not, yeah, it's definitely just A. Take it and share it with everybody. That's what we're there for, man. We're a crew. Man, I always loved the idea of good pirates. And when I was a kid, I thought about the same thing all the time, starting with Jack Sparrow. Well, heck, I even named my band Cowboy Meets Pirate. I think in another life, I was a good pirate. I had a wanted poster of myself, and it was right on that wall. I just like pirate stuff, man. That's a map.